Hi, and welcome to another episode of my Devlog series. So, in the past 1.5 weeks, I've been working on a weather system for my game. I have not been able to work as much on my game as I wanted to, but I still want to give a short update on the current state. The first big difference that you might notice is that the top of the trees is moving slowly but steady. So, in the graveyard video, I already showcased a shader that I have created. And now I went ahead and I applied the shader to all of my treetops. So the leaf part of the tree is moving just a little bit. It's slowly but it's steady moving, which makes the scene feel less static, obviously. And being in God mode, I can now go ahead and I can spawn in a storm. The first thing that you probably notice is that we have some visible wind, which is pretty neat. The treetops start moving really rough, and it starts to rain. And the raindrops themselves, if you keep a close watch, they are increasing over time and they are getting more and more. I have different types of storm in my game, so I have a weak one and I have a strong storm. It can be with or without rain. And from time to time, you will see these types of visual wind effects that are being spawned, and they currently always go from the right to the left, but I can add some kind of randomness to it. I can now go ahead and I can, for example, dig up some dirt. And you just saw that the animation for digging up to the top is not working perfectly, but the side and the bottom is working fine. And you can see that, well, these tiles are currently, these dirt tiles are watered. Maybe if you don't see it, it's going to be a little bit clearer as soon as I stop with the storm. So now I stop the storm. You can see that the treetops are moving less hard, less rough, and the raindrops themselves, they are being reduced over time, so the rain doesn't stop immediately up until it stopped completely to rain, which is right now. Now if I go ahead and if I dig up another tile, let's take this one, and now you can see the clear difference. So these are the ones that you as the player have to water, and this is the tile that is watered. So the logic for watering or automatically watering crops is already implemented, and whenever it rains, it waters all of the dirt tiles, therefore all of the crops will be watered too. And this means that I laid the foundation to basically include, let's say, sprinklers and all of that cool stuff. This effect also, of course, applies to all of the vegetation. So if I now switch the scene, we can see that we have these bushes and we have the treetops over here. And they are, if I now go ahead and spawn in a storm again, they are all affected by it. So all of the vegetation that currently has the shader applied is going to move visibly stronger whenever there is a storm. And again, depending on the type of storm, they are going to be able, or they are going to swing a little bit rougher or not as rough. And for the comparison, these tiles have now been watered again. So if you just keep a close watch, we had these 4 tiles that were watered and these have not been watered, and now it's raining again and now they are watered again, which is, I think, pretty neat. So what is my plan for the future? I will probably now go ahead and maybe the next develop is still going to showcase some part of the weather system because I still need to polish it a lot. I still want to add some kind of depth and randomness. So for example, for the raindrops themselves, I want them to collide with something and then do a splash. So basically that they're not falling just from the top to the bottom. I want to add some more of a variety to the visible wind. And I also want to basically make the scene a little bit, let's say, darker whenever it really rains. So the lighting is not staying the same. And there will be some cloudy weather. So I will add some shady clouds that will hover from like over the ground, and they will basically move them from the right to the right to the left or the left to the right, depending on the wind direction. So just to add a little bit more variety to the weather system itself. If I manage to do all of that quite quickly, I will probably go ahead and start adding some depth to the NPCs so that they basically have a daily process that they can move, and maybe then go ahead and add some quests, because the time to release my demo is getting closer and closer. But that's everything for today's devlog. I hope that you enjoyed the sneak peek, let's say, of the weather system. Feel free to leave a comment about your thoughts for the weather system, and if you liked the video, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It would help me a lot, and I hope to be able to showcase a little bit more depth to the weather system in the next devlog. So stay safe, see you next time, and have a good one. Bye bye.